Welcome to another Blue Juju podcast. This Blue Juju podcast is brought to you by Jonas and Ron. How you doing today, Ron?
Doing great.
Excellent, excellent. If you're not familiar with the Blue Juju podcast, we do this once a week, and we tell you about strange news that we find on the internet and bring it to you for your enjoyment. So sit back, relax, and let us take up an hour of your life, I suppose.
An hour of information.
Yeah, sure. You can see it however you want, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, we usually break it down into a few different categories. And the way we break it down is through our little segments. And our first segment that we have is called Headlines.
Headlines we deem important.
Yes. And we have some good headlines today. If you're in your house and you turn on the tap and you have water, you get it from a municipal water supply or a well or however you get it, you consider that, it's fairly safe. Some people can't drink their water. They have had it tested or they've been warned that it's not consumable, so they drink bottled water. Well, that's no big deal. Most places you can always take a shower in it, even if you can't drink it. But in this Ohio family's home, I don't know if I would drink it or bathe in it because they can light their tap water on fire.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking, they got a gold mine here. They'll never have to pay for another heating bill.
I'm assuming, does the article say what kind of fluid is in their water?
Actually, there's methane dissolved in their water. Apparently, some energy company was drilling for methane in the area, and they have contaminated the water with enough methane to make it flammable.
Is it just theirs, or is it the metropolitan Ohio area?
I think they have a well. So they're getting it from a well. Apparently, it's in a fairly rural area.
So a single instance of flammable water.
It says Portage County, so it's Portage County, Ohio, and apparently the water has become contaminated with methane.
So when they put you on a boil alert, what are you supposed to do? Huh?
Run!
Huh?
Well, they said that they were tipped off to the fact that they lit off a candle, or they were lighting a candle near a sink, and they said there was a mini explosion from the sink to the top of the ceiling. It just went whoosh. Which
how'd that go again?
Oh, whoosh!
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah,
it's kind of it started here and then went up to the ceiling. So I think they were rather disturbed about it. I don't know. I probably would be. I would be thinking I would be talking to a lawyer and perhaps the gas company. Apparently, I'm sure that they have a chemical process that they can remove it from their water, but I'm not going to say that it's going to be cheap.
Who knows? You can't natural disasters. You can't really put a finger on those.
You shouldn't be taking a shower in that place. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Light yourself on fire.
Probably better off. I usually don't expose myself to an open flame while I'm showering.
While you're showering?
But,
you'd be safe from the flames. You just put the water down and, you just get in there and then, just light off some water and you could warm your water as you bathe.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, neither do I.
There was a Goodwill donation that I thought had some merit.
Okay.
So I wanted to go ahead and bring this up. Apparently, and let's see here, where was this at? I don't think it says. Looks like Virginia. There was a Goodwill donation, along with the regular donation clothes and such. There was a person that's unknown that had dropped off a painting. And so this painting was put on auction for $9.99 on eBay, because that's what Goodwill does.
That's what they do.
And, the price for this thing just started going up and up and up and up. And they
couldn't figure out why.
What's going on here. And so obviously they, right
Rethought
away.
it,
Right away they were thinking, oh, this must be something we didn't look into. So they looked at it. And apparently it was either a replica or the real thing of a Governana Bestia. She's an Italian painter.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, so they thought it was a replica. And so they pulled it off eBay because they didn't have any authenticity on it, and they didn't want someone buying it and then getting a fake, and so paying a lot of money for it.
Right.
So they had it authenticated, and it is an authentic. From this artist. Apparently she's well known. I don't know who she is. But nonetheless, $12,000 is what they got for this painting.
Cool.
And they said it was a tremendous amount of money by any standard. We're extremely grateful for whoever donated it to us, and I hope whoever donated it to us understands the positive impact that it's going to have on our community.
Yeah. I'm sure whoever found out about it says, damn it.
In this article, it probably was someone just like me that doesn't know that doesn't know who this person is, but or it was probably some daughter or some guy that said, oh, this thing's ugly and we're gonna get rid of it and clear some room for new stuff,
right?
And, maybe a deceased relative or something. That's how they got it, but nonetheless. They're going to. It's going to go back, and the money is said to go back into the community to raise and they're going to train new staff and put it back into the community. They said, so there you go.
Maybe they should give it to these guys so their water won't catch on fire.
I don't know. I think it's kind of the fire thing. I'm not really. Yeah, it's kind of a non-story, really.
It's a non-story. Well, maybe to you. Yeah. If your water caught on fire, you'd consider it a story.
That's why I asked if it was an isolated incident, because if it was widespread, then sure, there would be cause for alarm. But
it's not. It's a catastrophe.
It happened to one person.
A family, not a family, and we don't know how big this family is. It could be a tribe.
That's why they have
be the start of a.
That's why they have bottled water, sir. They're not gonna die.
Yeah, you take it and you hang it over and you poke a hole in it and you take a shower in it, right?
They have those camp showers. They can do that.
Yeah.
But like I said, so like I said, there was the one person there that gave a $12,000 painting to Goodwill.
Well,
yay for them.
I'm happy and dismayed at the same time.
Why are you dismayed, sir?
The poor individual that gave it to them.
Why? They did it good for the community. You think that's an outrage?
Well, no.
Are you against Goodwill?
Against Goodwill? What? The term Goodwill or the organization Goodwill?
Both.
Neither. I'm neither against either one of them.
All right. I see why you're being so crotchety then.
Crotchety? Yeah, look at this.
That's a feel-good story. That's a feel-good story. That's like, oh, wow, they're doing some good. People are going to get jobs. It's going to be great.
I'm thinking about both sides of the coin.
And you're like, oh, man, that poor bastard.
That poor bastard.
Maybe they meant to do it. Did you ever think of that? Maybe they're just super intelligent. And they're like, you know what? We don't need this painting. We'll give it to Goodwill.
Give it to Goodwill.
Hopefully they'll figure out what to do with it.
Well.
But.
that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's
no, I doubt that's the way it went down. Obviously, since they put it on auction for $10, they obviously didn't even know what they had. I'm pretty sure the person didn't know what they had either.
No, they didn't know what they had, and hey, for all we know, it might be some ugly little painting. But some collector probably would like it, right?
Well, I do know the difference between a print and an original, and any kind of original art, is suspect, where you kind of look in to see what you have. I mean, the internet is a thing. So all you gotta do is type in a few search words, and bam, you know what you have before you give it to Goodwill. But
I bought some stuff on. I bought some stuff on Goodwill years ago. Pennies on the dollar, and then my brother stole it.
You've lived a tragic life, sir. I don't know. There's no fixing you.
No.
We should all just have a
Negative
tear.
stuff?
Just got a tear. Yeah. Like the
Tear in your
like the crying Indian over here. Poor Ron.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have another headline for us, sir?
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to do a twofer. It's Smuggler's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, here we got. And maybe this could become a category: weird things that people smuggle or try to, take into various places that they shouldn't. The first one is from Brazil, and the guards at this prison, Estado de S. Paulo newspaper, said that the guards caught this cat going into the prison, and it had a cell phone, a saw, a drill, and other contraband taped to his body. And apparently he was headed for his master or whatever. That's pretty cool. Somebody in jail had a trained cat. Now, who knows how many times this cat has been in there? But how do you train a cat like that? I mean, that's pretty good. These people should be circus trainers instead of prisoners.
I thought you were gonna say like they had the stuff put in the cat.
No,
because that would be the story.
that would be the story.
But
this is just a non-story.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's not a story at all.
I was just kidding. No, just because if you see a cat, with duct taped cell phone hacksaw.
This was in the middle of the night. The cat was just coming in through the cracks in the prison, and they just happened to see it. If they hadn't been watching for it, they wouldn't have seen it. The cat would have been on its way. And
Interesting.
But they said it was hard to discover who was responsible, since the cat does not speak.
Maybe it was like a carrier pigeon, only
cat.
only not a pigeon.
Yeah.
He would let maybe the cat came in through the bars, and he befriended the cat, and he realized it came back every night. So, put a note on it. Says whoever finds this cat, attach a cell phone and hacksaw to it.
I will send you money.
Would be much appreciated.
Much appreciated. I am famous and very wealthy. I will reward you on the outside.
Do you get those emails too?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
Nigerian princess.
I've kind of kept them because I kept a couple of them because some of them.
Good, huh?
Well, they change.
Do they?
They have different stories, and I like to hear the sob stories. I'm really rich. I just don't know what to do with my money. You never get. You never get those emails, so I figured I'd go ahead and keep a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to smuggle me like $100,000, just like drop it in on a cat.
We should reply to him. We should be like, hey, yeah, I want money.
Sure, man.
I got a couple of them.
I'll
help you out.
Yeah, I'll help you out. Just send me a couple money orders with my name on it. It'll be good. Here's the address. Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. Why doesn't it ever work the other way, right? Why don't people just give you money instead of asking for money? I don't know.
Goodwill gave money, or got money. They gave Goodwill money. So,
yeah, they did.
See?
Now my thing won't open up. Oh, no.
I can move on to another... Did you finish your story there, sir?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
You can move on to another story. Oh, okay. Oh, no, wait a second.
Which is it gonna be?
I got it right here.
Make up your damn mind.
It's a twofer. Now, that's all right. Now, in Sweden, you would think, okay, what are you going to smuggle into Sweden? Okay, maybe some chocolate, yeah, or some liqueurs, or some high dollar item that people will be interested in and paying some bucks. Well, the Swedes they're looking for these two Brits that were smuggling garlic into the country. Garlic.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time garlic smugglers. Now, I don't know. I'm thinking that Sweden, it could probably grow its own garlic. I'm pretty sure.
Was that the whole thing? There was nothing.
Well, these same guys apparently, or this same group, were smuggling garlic into Poland. And this is 144 tons of Chinese garlic that was smuggled into Poland. And they are probably the same people. So, hey, why people are smuggling garlic into countries that grow it, I have no idea. I guess, it's Chinese garlic. I guess it's cheaper so that they get to, they can sell it for more to people that have markets and things like that. So, there's money involved, but it's a mystery.
Yes, it is. Mystery. I told you about the Tide mystery.
The Tide.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Tide
right.
is currency?
Yeah, well, not anymore. It used to be. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm trying to pick between cattle prog or naked man in a chimney. I don't know which one I should go with. I think I'm gonna go with cattle prog.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw that one.
Gentlemen.
It's Florida, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just go here to the naked chimney since you ruined it.
Come on. I want it.
A man in Germany. He mysteriously a naked man trapped in a narrow chimney in central Berlin. The man said on Tuesday, apparently there was a fire brigade that was alerted to emergency after police failed to help a 39-year-old man who was wedged in a 10-meter yard shoulder-width chimney. The rescue workers specialized in saving people in great heights, yet they could not get this man out of here. After about 30 firemen and 10 police officers, they tried to get him out through a rope in the top to no avail. They had to break him out of a second story in the hole. This man was naked, obviously, since I said in the description, and they have no idea. When they got him out, he had passed out, and he had some substantial injuries from falling from the roof. This is what they say. They don't know why the naked man was on the roof, but he did fall into a chimney, and he is in intensive care right now. They don't know how long the guy was in the chimney before the person heard frantic cries of distress, but he did get out, and what are you gonna do? He's 40 years old. That's
Well, let that be a lesson to all of us. If you're gonna dance naked on the roofs, do so with care so that you don't fall into chimneys.
there you go.
Yeah, that's the moral of that story.
Yeah, sure is.
Chimneys, roofs, naked people, they just don't mix.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to our next category. Let's see here.
Lighten up now. Just it's a happy time.
We're gonna go to space news and technology.
Space news.
In technology. All right. Do you have a space news and technology story for us?
Oh, of course. Aha! Astronomers have found massive amounts of gas around modern galaxies, which is kind of strange because they figure probably by now that the universe is going to be running out of energy. But it's just like the oil crisis. That hydrogen crisis in the universe, it just doesn't exist. So these galaxies are in no danger of running out of excess hydrogen anytime soon, and they'll be sucking it in and making new stars all the time. That's one of the things they couldn't figure out is how galaxies were making new stars, because they were saying that there wasn't enough matter around, there wasn't enough hydrogen, because by now all this stuff should have been coalesced into more stars, but they've changed their mind now.
Well, they should stop predicting as well. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Is,
those Big Bang theories and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you can make up a way you think it's gonna go, and you're like, well, hydrogen can't stick around forever. Well, apparently in the universe, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And they should realize this by now, that they're gonna keep on finding stuff and keep on being wrong. So I predict they should stop predicting.
Well, this is true. This is very true. Predicting what the ultimate outcome of the universe will be.
It's become blatantly obvious that they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
No.
So,
They should admit it.
they should be like, well, we don't know, but this is what we think.
Hell, we don't know. All these series are, we'll change them if we find something different. So, well, that's why they call it a theory, you know? I mean,
Well,
instead
even
of a fact, yeah.
You know what? It's just the universe itself is very strange. So you know, what are you gonna do? You know,
That's right.
The Big Bang Theory, yeah, it's a theory, you know, but there's that whole can't explain that either. So
No, they can't.
It's that whole give me one miracle and
I'll show you.
I'll show you the rest.
Well,
But-
yeah. I mean, I would say that the universe itself is no doubt a miracle.
That's for sure.
If you're gonna look for big miracles, there's one right there. That anything exists at all.
That's
There's no
right.
reason for it.
If anybody's listening, which I highly doubt,
Oh, wait a second. I'm going over here. I'm looking right now.
we have no one. Trust me.
We have no one.
Don't even have to look. It's not a
Don't.
big deal. Anyway, but if they are listening and you're a scientist, hey, just admit you're as stupid as we are. that's all we.
That's
ask.
all we ask. That you know.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But on the other news, we've talked about this. The website, We the People, had signed a petition for the Death Star.
Yeah.
Congress has answered that petition. So, Congress released this statement. The administration shares the desire for the creation, strong national sense of national defense, but the Death Star is not on the horizon. Let's see here. Chief of Scientist and Space Branch at the White House Office Management, Shadow Cross, goes on to say that, let's see here, it would cost 850 quadrillion dollars to build a Death Star, and they say that we do have a space
Shield?
spaceport up there.
Okay.
A space station up there already, and but there are no plans to build a Death Star. What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
So, but yeah, that's what they said. They said, "Thanks for the input, but we're not gonna build a Death Star."
Well, that's horrible. I mean,
They say it's
everybody needs one of those.
Yeah, they say it's out of our reach. So,
Nah.
what are you gonna do?
Why we could build a Death Star if we really wanted to. My other technology news is just a comment or just a warning. There's no. I'll not say much about it because I don't know what they're actually talking about. But this is January 12th from the techlandtime.com, and it says that the U.S. government tells computer users to disable Java in their machines. Now, why? I don't know. They're not okay. Well, I do know that they say that it's open to security hacks. So but everybody uses it, and I'm sure that not very many people are going to disable it. But that's curious that that would be that way that they would.
It's something about the update, but I never update it anyway, so I don't know. They say the most recent update is corrupt.
It's corrupted by some hacker or just inadvertently corrupted.
Yeah.
Right?
So I don't know what's going on there either. I don't really pay much attention to it, but I do know that I do not update my Java. So
You're not.
there you go.
It's annoying as hell. It always asks you to update. I stopped doing it at the work computer too because this is an ongoing thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's no need. My Java works until
it doesn't
work. I'm not updating it.
Right, and by that time they may have patched more holes anyway. So then you can update it all at once, right?
That's right.
Well,
But yeah, I don't know what's going on there either. But apparently it's hackable, which everything's hackable. But,
Right.
So
Well, if you're a nation state or a big corporation or just a group of determined individuals, you'll always find a way to do something that people say can't be done. So
let's see here. My other space news and technology. Let's see here. There is signs that that scientists may have found a group of it's a gas cluster. That let's see here. Astronauts have found a tentative traces of precursor chemical to the building blocks of life near star-forming region around 1,000 light years from Earth. So now they're going back to the drawing board, and they're saying that they have found these molecules. It's a hydrogen molecule, nitrogen, and but it says it confirmed it would mean that scientists have found the chemical that could potentially seed life to other worlds and may have played a role in the life of our origin on our home planet. So I don't know. I guess they had thought something at one point in time that this wasn't a case, or maybe they never found anything like this before. I don't know. But apparently there's a big ball of gas out there that holds the components of life.
yeah. And even if it didn't, they could come from some other place. That's true. Yeah, it's life in the universe is far more common than we might imagine. On a similar note, I just saw that they've considered that in the Milky Way there are billions of planets that are Earth-sized, so that now they're not saying that they are composed of the same thing as Earth, or they have water on them so that they could support life, or life as we know it, but just the relative size is a very common size, and apparently or a fairly common size in this galaxy. And they're saying billions, so if you just cut that down to there might be millions of planets of the right composition in, as you say, the Goldilocks zone. So that.
Well, I was actually there's an astrophysicist, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he recently did a lecture not that I had watched, and basically what he was saying is the Goldilocks zone is kind of a myth anyway. It kind of limits to where what life
could be,
whatever,
right?
Because even like what you just said. All the whenever galaxies are formed, planets or terrestrial beings, a lot of times they're shot off, and so they're not even part of a orbit around a sun. So now they're saying, and the objects that are shot off, and they can't see these objects because there's no light shining on them.
Right.
They're not reflecting anything, so they don't know how many are out there. But the odds are there's more debris as far as terrestrial objects that have been dislodged from any kind of galaxy or anything like that than any known galaxy formed, and that these. Like the Earth has an energy source,
right?
From it's hot in the middle, and that's that's where life comes from at that. So they basically he's saying that this thing can be like a it doesn't need a sun, so
right?
You can have a individual planet floating along in the outskirts of space,
right?
With its own energy, and
right. Its internal energy source.
So basically, what they're saying is like. Even they say it might even be limiting themselves if you're looking for a planet sized on Earth or in the Goldilocks zone. That's just limiting to all the possibilities that it could actually possibly be.
Right.
And then
Well, you're bringing up an important point there, because you could have life evolving over millions and millions of years. You could have an ice covered ocean, and then in that planet, or if it was around a solar system, in that object that is free from a solar system, you could have life in the water underneath that sheet of ice closer to the core, and parts of it or all of it could crash into another planet that was that had a similar or or go into an orbit around a sun at that distance that it would melt the ice, and so then life could come from that system or be seeded throughout that solar system from that object. Mm-hmm. So, it's conceivable from what you just said, and it makes sense that Earth could have been one of those objects. We could have been, the Earth itself could have been floating in space for billions of years until it was captured by the sun. The Earth might not even be part of the solar system.
Oh no, that's definitely a possibility. And but what they were saying, there was one last little note that I wanted to put in there. I kind of lost my track. But
amazing stuff. That's a great find there.
But I guess we're moving on.
Yep.
Let's see here to our next category, which would be strangest state in the Union.
Mm-hmm. And now, the strangest state in the Union.
Yeah. Well, once again, I shall win. But that aside, in San Francisco's area, there's lots of strange people, lots of goings on. I mean, California used to be the state of weird. I think it's number 2 now. Florida has taken over the lead because we are the leaders in weird.
That's right.
Yeah. We have a lock on something. Probably population growth and weirdness. But in northern California, this was out of San Francisco news. In northern California, we had this illicit pot grower, and he was guarding his stash with a very unusual watch animal. I say watch animal.
Was it an alligator?
Yeah. You ruined my story.
I'm just getting you back.
I just said Florida. I didn't give you the punchline. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. He had an alligator in a tank. Actually, they said it was a caiman, but it sounds better if you say alligator because more people know what alligator is than caiman. Well, they're related, but not the same. I saw a picture of it. It didn't look like a caiman. It looked like an alligator. Of course, that was from snout on. He's called Mr. Teeth, and Mr. Teeth. And I haven't checked it out, but some place on it. It might be a rumor, but they said that Mr. Teeth had died. But the guy's in custody now, and not likely to get out. Oh, he's being held in jail on a $20,000 bond bail, but he can't make the bail apparently, or none of his friends want to. He could have sold his gator, but no, he's facing a charge with importation of exotic animal into the state without a license. So
yeah, I've heard of people doing that, with their drug supply. Well, I've actually heard of an alligator being used before. And
nothing new.
Well, I have, and I've heard of other setting traps, that kind of thing, obviously. But that's what people do to keep their drug supply from being discovered or detour people
right
from finding their drug supply.
Yeah. Look at the gator. I'm saying if if they wanted to dissuade you. Look at the gator. The drugs aren't anywhere around.
That's right.
Gator bait.
Since it is the new year, there has been some laws that have been passed that I thought that in 2013 that I thought would be relevant, so I was going to bring up, especially to the state of Florida.
You're cheating.
I have Illinois as well.
Okay, all right. Okay.
But this one is pertinent to us, and this doesn't have anything to do with strangest state in the union.
Okay.
This is just something I thought that everybody should know.
Okay.
As of January 1st, 2013, in Florida, it is illegal to flash your lights to warn other drivers of speeding traps. So the police will fine you if you are caught signaling to other drivers that there is a police presence nearby. So now you know. So if you're warning other people, if you're one of those good Samaritans like I am, I do that shit all the time, then that is now illegal in the state of Florida.
And unenforceable.
Yeah, well, that's what they said about the that's what they said about the cell phone law too. But
Well,
hey,
well, it's. I'll put it to you like this: you can try to enforce any law that you write. You can try to enforce any law, but whether it's enforceable or not, that's another story.
well, it's illegal, so I'm just saying you'll be breaking the law if you do it. So that's why I was letting you know. Lawbreaker Ron over here. Anyway,
How about
in Illinois, there's a strange law that passed this year. Apparently, motorcyclists are allowed to run red lights now in Illinois, anywhere, because of the systems that were put into place in Illinois for the red lights. They don't pick up motorcyclists. So if they're sitting at a red light, they'll be sitting there for a very long time because they don't have enough weight to set off the sensors. Mm-hmm. Well, instead of changing all these sensors, which would cost lots and lots of money, they are now allowing motorcyclists to run red lights.
Nice.
Yeah. So
well,
if you're on a motorcycle, you can blow through a red light if you want in Illinois, and that's my strangest state in the union.
I'm thinking it's kind of like a population control.
Got a conspiracy theory for everything, don't you?
Yeah. Well,
but that's it. That's our strangest state in the union. You can find out who's the winner. We haven't had one yet because no one's ever voted on it.
I want a 2 for 2 because you did 2, kind of.
You're not doing another one. I did one to let you know that
Satanists like Rick Scott.
I did one to let you know that there has been a law that's been passed in Florida, and you should be aware of it. So that's why I did that.
Okay.
But mine was the Illinois. But
okay.
if anyone would like to vote, but they have not, no one has. So really, we've had no winners.
Yeah, it's a tie.
No, well, I guess it's a tie. That means no winners. But if you would like to vote on strangest state in the union, who has the strangest state in the union, who's the most fucked up of us all, then you can go over to bluejuju.com, and we have a little message board there that you can put in there and say, hey, I think this is great. I think this blows.
Maybe we should give away a T-shirt.
It doesn't matter. Nobody's watching us.
Hey, if you're watching us and you want us to give away a T-shirt, contact us.
We had 4 views last time.
4 views?
And 2 of them were us. I know it. The other ones were just like mistakes. Maybe I did too. I don't know. It's possible.
Maybe.
We both did too. That was our 4. It's been on the internet for a week now.
We're going down instead of up?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Anyway.
We can do whatever you want then.
Yeah, apparently. Anywho's, we do have another category that we're moving into.
Yeah.
And that is our Conspiracy Corner.
That's true.
So let's see here. And we do have a mascot for Conspiracy Corner. Always Hitler Baby. Gotta love the Hitler Baby.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a cutie. Yeah. Just like, oh, babies. Uh-oh, look. There's Hitler on my screen. Oh, no, he's everywhere.
Do you have a conspiracy for us, Ron?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, even today. I mean, it's kind of played down because it kind of goes against a lot of people's perceptions of what they would like things to be. And I'll just leave that at that. In World War II, we entered the World War because of the attack on Pearl Harbor. And by golly, we knew about it in advance. Yeah? Figures, yeah. Well, according to this, the U.S. theorists say that the U.S. was warned by the governments of Britain, the Netherlands, Australia, Peru, Korea, and the Soviet Union that the the attack on Pearl Harbor was imminent. It was being planned. It was being staged. It was being carried out, and it was allowed to happen. As I know, and everybody else knows at this time, the American carriers, the carrier group with all the airplanes, mysteriously was separated from the rest of the fleet. So you had basically battleships, minesweepers, troop transports, so on and so forth there, but you had no carriers. And it was allowed to happen because Roosevelt was having a hard time convincing Congress to go into the Second World War because they considered that a war in Europe was none of their business. So there was a great reluctance by the American people and the Congress to enter the Second World War. But the real idea was because Japan was Germany's ally. Since we would declare war on Japan, then the Germans would declare war on us because they were the allies of Japan, which in fact that's what happened. So it's happened before.
Well, it's probably it's for the best, to be honest. Because if we didn't enter the war, then
well, you can look at things like that, but you know you have to look at the motivations as well. You know, you have to deal with the reality and not think that all things are not all things are noble. In other words,
that's more strategic than anything, though. To be honest,
right.
You know, and there's in the siege of Thermopylae.
It's something like
it's Roman whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that's how politics were ran. He said they would lie and basically he lied and said that there was going to be I can't remember this captain's name, but he lied and said that there was going to be an invasion, so we needed to gather up the Navy,
right.
Because they wouldn't at this point they said they wouldn't put any money for the Navy. Well, this guy knew as a strategist that not right now, but it was going to be sometime in the near future that they were going to be invaded,
right? And
the Rome would have fell if it wasn't for that little lie. So I really
You're talking about strategic lies, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and if that had to happen, because otherwise we'd all be speaking German right now, or yeah, probably German.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say that that things might have been different, but all I'm saying is that's the way things were, at that particular time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, maybe from my voice you would think that I was saying, that it was a bad thing. I was just making reference to it. It's politics is they do things for political reasons, and they sacrifice people. How's that?
Well, overpopulation. What are you going to do?
Make laws. Motorcycles can run red lights.
That's right. Let's see here. My conspiracy corner is... Were you aware that aliens were stealing oil to run their spaceships?
Oh, man.
You didn't know? Okay.
What kind? Canola?
This is confounded. This is
confirmed.
This is documented.
This is documented.
That's right. Aliens may be trying to steal our oil, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yes, apparently, the story and the photos of the reported jacking of said oil in the last what is there? And already okay, it's a. Anyway, basically, this company, they realized that some of their oil was coming up missing, so they installed a whole bunch of security cameras on the
oil wells?
On the oil wells. And, on the
tanks?
The area that was getting... I'll finish the story.
Yeah.
Basically, the crude oil was disappearing from the company in Texas. And so they put security cameras on there.
Right.
And then they apparently, they caught a UFO on film taking oil from one of their wells, and now it's being documented or scrutinized, and they're saying that maybe aliens do run their spacecraft on crude oil, and NASA, let's see here, but it may also change NASA, for it only takes small amounts of crude oil to power interstellar flight. Who knows the future space travel might be? What do you think about that?
Well, you know,
Conspiracy.
hey, I was gonna blow it off as nothing there, but you know, I mean, yes, you have to listen to the crazy arguments because sometimes they're exactly right. I
know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. If aliens have the ability to fly across the universe, surely they would progress past the fuel than that we would use for weed whackers. But new photograph evidence suggests that at least one type of alien craft does indeed run on gasoline. On the summer
oil thieves.
That's right. On the summer of 2012, crude oil was disappearing from an oil company in Texas. Thinking the culprit was a human being against rebelling against high gas prices, the oil company set up a security camera to catch the thief in the act. But the cameras didn't catch an earthly crook. No, instead, one of on July 5th this year, video surveillance was captured. The image where experts believe that an alien spacecraft stopped by for refueling. The spacecraft is a disc-shaped object, common.
Yeah.
3 visible running lights run along its edge and appears to be hovering at least a foot off the ground.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
a whole foot.
Man, this could be the start of a whole conspiracy thread in the aliens stealing gas.
Who'd have thunk it?
Maybe that's why the gas prices are going up. They're getting greedy. Those aliens. I'm going to say that's quite interesting. Perhaps, and this is just a theory.
Documented proof of this conspiracy.
Now let me finish. What I'm going to theorize is that perhaps they're not using it for their power source. Maybe they're making food out of it. Since it's an organic molecule, you know, and if they've got the technology to go between stars, they definitely have the technology to rearrange, molecules. You can make, you can make protein out of oil. You can make beer out of oil. You can make wine out of oil. You know.
I mean, this came from TrueTV.com, so it's
got to be true.
That's right.
Well, perhaps they're making, creating food because it's an organic molecule. I mean, they got to eat something, right? I mean,
perhaps they're just high on bath salts. These people running the company in Texas, because obviously this is retarded.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was going to defend your story.
No need to defend it, sir. I know how ludicrous it is. That's why I brought it up.
No, not ludicrous at all. I go the other way. I was going to say no way, But then I started thinking about it because, I mean, you can create, they have found a method that you can create gasoline out of carbon, okay? You can take carbon from the atmosphere and create gasoline.
I'm aware.
Okay. So if you can take carbon and make gasoline, and oil is mostly carbons, they're hydrocarbons, right? Water and...
Apparently they eat oil, and babies.
And babies.
Yeah.
And
not human babies.
They like cattle, too.
No. That's right. Just the placenta.
Just the placenta. That's the tasty part, they say.
Right. They break it down to its original compound.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
There's no aliens, folks. Just letting you know. There's no aliens.
That's the conspiracy, that he doesn't believe in aliens.
I don't.
Earlier. He doesn't believe in
I don't believe in intelligent life. I don't believe there's anybody roaming around visiting us. Let's put it that way. I believe, I believe in there's something
Who's
out,
Mr. Cynical now?
There's something out there, but it ain't coming to Earth.
Who's Mr. Cynical now?
It's make-believe stories. It's make-believe.
All make-believe.
It is make-believe.
Yeah, well, it is until it happens to you.
Well, Bigfoot too. Let's all just let's go
squatching.
look. Let's go look for Bigfoot, and we'll bring our binoculars and we'll look for aliens too, and that wouldn't be a waste of time at all.
I bought a ghost hunter's book. I'm gonna get into that.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Well, it's easier.
And I'll read the Bible while we do it.
Well, I don't care. If the ghosts like Bible reading, that's fine.
I'm just saying, since we're living out our own fairy tales, I'll just go ahead and go the whole 9. But nonetheless,
you need some reality reconstruction.
No, not really. We do have one more category.
Oh, okay.
It is speculative or apodictic. If you're not familiar with this podcast, which no one is because no one listens to us.
I listen to it.
That's right. But
this stuff is good. Gordon listens to it. He got the T-shirt.
But if you did listen to it, you would know that we do every week. We give you a question, and on the next podcast, we give you the answer. And last week's question was,
aha, nicotine, cigarettes, good for nothing.
That's right.
Well, actually, nicotine is a MAOI inhibitor. It interferes with serotonin uptake, which means you have more serotonin available to you, and serotonin is the feel-good drug. So it actually makes you feel a little bit better, and as a nootropic, it's apparently not that bad. It has significant positive effects on fine motor, alerting attention, accuracy, and response time, RT. Oh, I thought that was Russian television.
That's retweet.
Retweet. Oh, okay. Retweet, Russian television response time. Yes. Anyway, and short-term episodic memory accuracy and working memory. So
very interesting. It also kills parasites.
Yeah.
In your stomach.
Yeah.
If you have stomach parasites.
Yeah, you got to eat a couple of cigarettes, but it'll work. It does the job. Yeah. That's yeah. That's good stuff. Anyway, it's also helps balance mental reference at times. So tobacco is not all bad. Now
tobacco is bad. Nicotine's not.
Well,
because now we're in a different field.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. If you just had nicotine, it would be better for you. If you wanted a little boost, it would be better for you to get a little nicotine gum. That's definitely a better delivery system. That's for sure. Because the smoke is not a good thing, but the nicotine is not all bad.
No, the nicotine is just
byproduct.
Just highly addictive. That's all.
That's all it is.
But I didn't play our graphic, so.
You're gonna do it now?
I'm doing it right now. Ready?
All right.
Here it goes. Is it
speculative
or
apodictic?
Yes, speculative or apodictic. Next week's speculative and apodictic for our massive audience.
We might get, I don't know, let's hope for one.
100,000.
Just one viewer is all we need.
We need a loyal minion. Just one.
Just one.
Tell us our loyal minion, and
we're up in the 20s at this point. We've done several of these podcasts.
Nobody wants to be informed. Nobody wants to see a different side of the universe or thought or anything else.
Apparently not. Anyway.
Go watch your TV and suck on your thumbs. And they do. Psychoanalysis is useless. How's that? Yeah, psychoanalysis is useless.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
To find out our intriguing question of next week, you'll have to tune in to the Blue Juju podcast, and you'll find out if that is true or false.
Your mind will be expanded.
That's it.
New horizons will open for you.
Exactly. But
unicorns and ponies.
That's gonna bring us to a close. We got a couple minutes left. Is there anything that you would like to tell our loyal viewers?
Our loyal minions? I'm going to borrow that from one of those crazy websites that I frequent, and there are a few. Well, just that I appreciate all your hard work, Jonas.
It's not hard.
It's not hard. Well, the setup was, and you gotta, you're familiar with it now, but it's important.
Second nature.
Well, that's good. Because the podcast is going. It's for me personally, it's flowing a lot better, and I feel a lot more comfortable at it. And when that massive audience accrues itself, we will be ready and waiting with wits sharpened and honed.
Either that or withered and dead.
Well, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time, and I, for me personally, it's a valuable thing. So I appreciate it.
Hey,
And-
no problem. But we got a viewer or two. That'd be great. But we don't.
We have people that view. They come.
Keep telling yourself that. No, I
Why,
don't know.
Gordon
I'm
watches.
Yeah, we got that guy. We got one.
See, we have a
one
loyal minion.
Yeah, he doesn't comment or anything, or watch our live show. What's going on there? Anyway, anywho's, I really don't have anything else to add to it, except for it's been a lovely podcast. We'll be back next week at the same time, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And
Gems of wisdom.
yeah, and you can always get a hold of us on YouTube or bluejuju.com. Pick your poison. We're also on Ustream. As I don't know, as the crow flies,
Yep.
we'll see you next time.